One day, I was 11 years old, and I longed to see the glory of God. My mother was sharing and telling us how God used to come and visit the children of Israel and performed miracles while they were in the desert, as was leading them from the land of slavery in Egypt to the promised land, and how Moses had to abide with the Lord many times. And as a young child, I did not understand something, but I wanted to experience it. And I told my mother, Mommy, can we see that glory of God that Moses experienced as he's been teaching us in the Bible? And my mother told me, if you want to see the glory of God, you would have to ask him that, Lord, I want to see your glory, and the Lord shall show you his glory. Now, she did not expect that my faith would go so far as seeing the glory of God. It was an answer, just a normal answer, according to her. But when she told me that, I remember I knelt down and I said, Dear God, I want to see your glory. I want to see your glory. And right there, it was around 8 in the night, 8 p.m. And right there, we were outside because we used to sit outside late evenings, and we had enough time to pray and listen to Bible stories that my mother used to tell us, and sing songs, worship songs, hymns, and praises to God. I remember we had jerrycans that we used to play like drums, and we used to enjoy our time. So, after I had prayed that, Lord, I want to see your glory, I saw a star fall from up. It came at a terrific speed, and I stood up, and the star seemed to come and fall on me. So I had to try to run away to get out of its way. In my mind, I was like, the star is gonna fall. So when it reached like the height of about, I think it was about 20 feet up, around 20 feet, that star, it turned into something else. It burst and split. The light, the amount of light that got out of this star was so great, so great, so great, that my natural eyes could not behold the glory of God. It could not be, my eyes could not see through the light. And I felt like my pupils were going to burst because of the illumination of the light of God. And right there, I closed my eyes. But even when I closed them, I would see everything. I could not hide. I fell face down. I wanted to bury my face in the ground because of the brightness of this light. You could tell me to look directly in the shining sun, and I could look directly into it. But my eyes could not look at the glory of God that came at that time. I screamed at the top of my voice. I shouted. Everybody around me was asking, what's wrong? What's wrong? I ran into my mother. I hid myself under her skirt. I was like, help me, help me. And I cried. My father came out of the house. And that's what's happening. What's wrong? What's happening to the boy? What's wrong with my son? What's happening? And nobody saw what I saw. I saw it. And my eyes could not behold it. My eyes could not behold the glory of God. And my mother told me, please tell him to go away. Tell him that you've seen him. And tell him that you can go. I will tell him you're very sorry. And I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've seen you. Please go. Please go. And he had gone. Jesus is the bright morning star. I've come to realize after I've taken enough time to read the Bible, when he said, I am the bright morning star, the star fell. He came to me. He came to communicate the glory of God that I wanted to see. When you read in the Bible, you will understand that when Moses beheld the glory of God, by the time he came down from Mount Sinai and came down, his face was illuminated. His entire body was illuminated. And there is none among the children of Israel dare to look directly at Moses because of the brightness of the glory of God. And Moses covered his face with a veil. And Moses, they built a tent around him where he could be. But even then, the light, the illumination of the light of God was still getting out. It was oozing out through the tents. The glory of God, brighter than the sun. Oh, Jesus. Brighter than the sun. This same glory that has filled your life. In the name of Jesus. I speak to every disease, every infirmity, every sickness that has taken grip of your body. In the name of Jesus. May it have the glory experience of God. Cancers cannot look at the glory of God. Cancers die. Tumors die. Miracles happen in the glorious presence of the Lord. From that day, I'm afraid to say, I have not asked God, I want to see your glory. Because I had an experience that I did not want to see again. I was frightened when the Apostle John beheld the glory of God, when he had a revelation when he was exiled at the island of Patmos. He fell face down. What makes people fall face down? What made Moses fall face down? What made me fall face down? There is nothing that can be compared to the glory of God. There is nothing that can be compared to the glory of God in your life. And today, in the name of Jesus, may the glory of God fill your life. May the glory of God fill your bodies. May the glory of God fill your workplaces. May the glory of God fill your children. May it fill your husbands. May it fill your wives. May it fill everything that concerns you. May the glory of God illuminate your life in the name of Jesus.